In this video, I'm going to share my screen and show you a complete tutorial of Google Docs so that even if you have never used Google Docs previously, by the end of this video, you will be confident to start using it as a virtual assistant. I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Okay, so this is the homepage of Google Docs. All you need to do in order to access this page is simply go to docs.google.com. You can see it right here in the address bar. When you come to docs.google.com, you are going to land on this page. And when you land on this page, make sure you are logged into a Gmail account. If you are logged into a Gmail account, you will see the Gmail account that you are logged into right here. If you want to use a different Gmail account, you can simply click here and switch and change a Gmail account. But we have to be logged in order to access this page. And when you are here, if you have created other Google Docs previously, or if someone share Google Docs with you with the Gmail account that you are logged in, you are going to see the document down here. But since I have never created any document with this account and I have never accepted any file from anyone with this Gmail account, this right here is empty. And we are going to start by creating our brand new Google Doc. In order to create a Google Doc, this is what you need to do. This big plus icon, you see it said blank document. If you click on it, a new Google Doc is going to open. But you can also explore this template. These are some pre-made templates that you can explore and start working with them. If you want to create a resume, then this template might be a good option for you. This is another one for a resume. This is a template for a letter. If you are writing maybe an official letter, this might be helpful. If you are creating a project proposal, this might be helpful. If you click this template gallery, you will see all the templates that are pre-made in Google Doc. But for now, we are going to simply create a new doc by clicking this icon. Okay, so this is our blank document. You see, this is where we are going to start writing and adding anything that we want to add. And this is tabs section, and this is a formatting section. This bar at the top, this is what we are going to use to make some formatting changes. But the first thing that I'm going to show you is how to rename your file. If you come up here, you see it said untitled document. Right now, this is the name of our Google Doc, and you can see it up here to untitled document. We can change the name by clicking on it. We highlight all the name and we rename it to something else. I will simply call it Google Doc for a tutorial. Okay, when you finish writing, you click enter. Now the Google Doc has been renamed, and you see the name up here also. And the next thing that you should be careful of is saving your changes regularly. Since Google Doc is an online based tool, you access it from your browser, it automatically saves all your changes. You see this cloud icon with a check mark, it means our changes have been saved. Look at it now when I make some changes to the document. You see it showed saving. When I finish, I wait, it will save automatically, and you see it said saved to drive. And this check mark indicates that this content is now saved. If we go out of this document, if we click here and we come back to the main Google Docs homepage, or even if we close this tab, if we open it in another browser, if we log into Google Doc with this Gmail account, we are going to find this document right here under recent document. This is it. If we click on it, we are going to open our document and we are going to continue working with the document as exactly where we left off. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to start writing content and formatting content on your Google Doc. In order to start writing your content, you simply add your cursor right here and you start typing. If you start typing, no matter what you type, it is going to be visible right here. So right now we type this. So if you have something that you want to copy into Google Doc, you can simply look at it and start typing until you copy everything that you want to copy. If you have some data maybe in another file, maybe let's say an Excel file or a Google Doc, another Google Doc file, you can simply highlight, open the file, highlight, you right click, you copy, and you click Ctrl V. And you paste your content. So if you copy content from anywhere, you simply Ctrl C and copy, you come to your Google Doc, Ctrl V, and you paste your content. So this is how it works. And you can, if you notice, you see this is highlighted automatically. It became a hyperlink, and I didn't add a hyperlink. I simply typed the domain name .com, and as soon as I click enter, it became a hyperlink. And when you click on it, you will be able to go to the domain name. And this happens by default. If you type a domain name and you click enter, it is automatically going to be hyperlinked. If you don't want it to be hyperlinked, when you finish typing, it became a hyperlink, you can disable it right here. If you click this, you will remove the link, and now it is not hyperlinked. So this is how you can add and remove hyperlink. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to add heading. If maybe we are writing a proposal, we can start by writing a title for our proposal. We can say this is a proposal, so we type it like this. This is the name, but we want it to be different, right? Or maybe we can say virtual assistant proposal. We want it to be different than the rest of the text. We can highlight it. If we highlight it, this top bar, this is where we are going to make all the formatting changes. And we can start by maybe increasing the size of this text. We can do that by coming up here, font size. If you click the plus icon, you increase the size. If you click the minus icon, you reduce the size. So I'm going to click to increase the size to maybe 20. 20 is good. We can change the font. Right now it is set to Arial. We can leave it like this, or we can click here and choose a different font. If we choose Impact, it looks like this, and we can make content bold, or we can leave it as default. You see, if I choose bold, now it is bold here. So if we remove the V, it is not bold anymore. If we click here, we are going to make it italic. If we remove italic, we can make it underlined, or we can remove the underline. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it center by coming to alignment. I click on it and I will choose center. If I choose this one, it is going to be right aligned. If I choose this one, it is going to be pull from left to right. But I want this to be center. So this is what I want it to look like. I will add one space so that there is enough space between the heading and the content. And let's say I want to add a subheading right here. Maybe I want to add my name. I add my name and maybe my email address. And this is a subheading, so I don't want it to be as big as the main headline. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to reduce its size. Maybe 11 will do. And this make it a subheading. I can even change the font. If I select it, I will change it from Impact to maybe Arial. And right now, this is how it looks. I can make it bold. And now this is our title and subtitle. And right here, we can start writing our content. And let's say I'm going to start by personal introduction. And I wanted this to be a heading on its own. So I'm going to select it. Right here, I'm going to choose, it is set to normal text. I'm going to select it. I'm going to choose maybe heading 2. So this is a heading in it by itself. And I want to have a personal introduction. I want to have maybe a professional introduction in my proposal. I also want to have maybe work samples, and I also want to have testimonial section. So I'm going to copy this, Control C, copy, and Control V and paste it. I'm going to change it to professional introduction. And I'm going to paste it again. And this one is going to be maybe work experience. And maybe I'm going to add one more. I will call it maybe testimonials or reference. Oh yeah, I will call it testimonials. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I have these headings. I want to have the content below each heading. I'm simply going to get some dummy content and add it here so that we have a good content to work with. I'm going to come right here and find some dummy content. And I will do Control V to paste the dummy content. And I will add, it's the same thing right here. and I will add the same right here. So right now we have some content on our Google Doc. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to show you what tabs mean. Right now we have one tab and it is named as tab 1. We can change it by clicking this tab option and we click rename, and we can change it to maybe my proposal. And under this main tab we have sub tabs. This help you navigate your Google Doc easily. Let's say we have a Google Doc with 100 pages. This is just one page, but if we have a Google Doc with 100 pages, it will be a lot easier to find information if we have this tab and sub tabs. And this tab is by default. When you open a Google Doc, you are going to have one tab, but you are not going to have sub tabs until you add headings. When you add a heading, it is automatically going to be added as a sub tab. If I click testimonial, it is going to scroll automatically to the testimonial section. If I click professional introduction, it scrolls to the section. I can come to testimonials and it comes down here. So tabs help you navigate your Google Doc easily. You can easily also create another tab. If we click this plus icon, it is going to open. Right here we have tab 2. We can rename it to maybe something like my work samples. We can have another tab for maybe non-disclosure agreement, or maybe a contract with client, signed contract. So if we are sending this to someone, they can easily click this tab and they will see our proposal. If they click this tab, they are going to see our work samples. If they click this tab, they are going to see our signed contract. We can add different content on each tab and people will be easily able to access it and view everything. If we click and open this one, we can see the sub tabs that are inside this one. So this is what the tabs mean, and sub tabs, and this is how you can use tabs and sub tabs to make your content easier, to make your content more accessible, which is going to come handy a lot if you are working with content that is a lot of data, maybe 100 pages in your Google Doc. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to add images to your Google Doc. Let's say right here we want to add, maybe I want to add my picture right here at the top. So I'm going to, in order to add my picture, I'm going to come down here. I will add one space. I will come up like this, and I'm going to come up here to insert. When I click insert, I will choose image and I will upload from my computer. My folders are going to open and I'm going to go through my files and find the picture that I want to use. And let's say I want to use this image, so I'm going to select it and click open to add it to the Google Doc. And right now the image has been added. I can click on the image to make some changes to it. I can click this right here to reduce its size. If I click and drag, I am going to reduce its size, but you see it is warped. So we don't want that. We can undo the change that we make by using these two buttons. This is undo and this is redo. Alternatively, you can use Ctrl Z and Ctrl Y, but I'm simply going to click here to undo the change that I made. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the image and I will right click and I'm going to click crop image right here. When I click on it, I can do this, drag the corner, and I will come down here also and drag this corner so that I set it exactly the size that I want it to be. Okay, I want it to be this size, so I'm going to click enter. And now the image has been resized. I can do this, click right this corner and drag it to make it smaller. And now the image is exactly at the right size. So this is how you can add images to your Google Doc. You can add image anywhere in your Google Doc by simply selecting the area that you want to add the image, and you can come click enter. If I want to add an image right here, I can simply go to insert and add an image. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to add tables. Let's say we want to add a table, maybe somewhere like down here. If we want to add a table, we can do this and we can come to insert, and instead of image we are going to choose table. and we can select how many rows and columns we want. If we drag it down, you see 2 by 1. If we do this, we want maybe 4 by 3. I'm going to add five columns in 3 rows. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to click on it, and you see right now we have 3 rows with 5 columns. So this is how you can add also a table, and we can add content inside each of these cells. We can add each content inside of each of these cells, and we can go ahead and start making formatting changes the same way that I showed you up here. If we want to remove the table, we can simply select it, right click on it, and we can click delete table. When we do this, everything that is inside the table is going to be deleted. The next thing that I'm going to show you is how to add numbers to your pages. If you have a Google Doc with a lot of pages, maybe if you are creating an ebook and you want to add numbers to each page automatically, you don't have to do it manually. What we are going to do is simply come to format. When you come to format, you can come down here to page numbers. When you click on it, we can choose to show the numbers at the top or at the bottom. I want to show the page numbers at the bottom of the page, so I'm going to choose footer, show on first page. Yes, if we unselect this, then the first page is going to be considered maybe a cover, so it is not going to have a number. But I'm going to choose show on the first page, and we are going to start at 1. I'm going to click apply, and now you see we have page 1. Right here we have numbered, and we have page 2 right here. If we create other pages, they are automatically going to be numbered. So this is how you can add automatic numbers to your pages. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to share access. If you are working with other people, maybe you are working for a client and you are collaborating with other people on creating the same Google document or reviewing it, you work on it, you want to share it to your client so that the client can take a look at it and give you feedback, or they can take a look at it and take some action. What you are going to do is come up here. Since Google Doc is online, you don't need to give them a physical anything. You can easily add them. If we click share, right here you can see people with access is only me, and the general access is restricted. If we click here, we change it to anyone with a link. And right now, if we copy this link and we share it with anyone, they will be able to view it without them being able to make change to it. You can see I copy the link. If I open it in a private window, you see now I have access to it. I can take a look at the Google Doc, but I cannot make any change to it. I cannot edit it. I cannot change or remove anything. And I'm not even logged in, but I can still see it. And I can see all the tabs and everything without even logging in. But I cannot edit. If I want to edit it, I will have to request edit access. If I request edit access, then the person who owns this doc, they can choose to share edit access with me or not. But if we remove this, if we change it to commenter, then anyone who have this link, they will be able to add a comment to any section of the document without them themselves being able to edit it. But if we change it to editor, then anyone who have this link on the internet, they will be able to make changes, add or remove things. So this is probably not a good option. A lot of the times you are not going to want to give anyone access to edit it. So a viewer option might be the best option in this case, so that anyone can look at it, but they will not be able to edit it. But if you are working with a sensitive information that you don't want anyone who don't have the right access to view it, then you can change it to restricted. You can change it to restricted, not anyone with the link. But the next way that you can add people to this document is using email. When we come down here, we can write the email address of anyone that we want to add to this Google document. If you select it, you simply type their email address. You simply type it and you click enter. When you click enter, you see the email address have been added. You can add multiple people that you want to have access to this file. And right here, you can choose their level of access. Do you want them to only view it or make a comment or edit? If you want them to be able to edit, you leave it as editor. You leave this as checked. If you leave this as checked, anyone that you add, they will receive a notification. They will receive an email from Google letting them know that an access to a Google document have been shared with them. And you can click send. And when you do this, share anyway, and when you share it, the people that you add their email addresses, they will be able to access this page, and depending on the level of access that we give to them, they will be able to do what you allow them to do. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to export your Google document. If you finish creating it, if you want to save it in your files or in your Google Drive or anywhere else, if you want to share it maybe as a PDF, if this is a proposal, you want to share it as a PDF, you can come up here to File. When you click File, you can choose Download. You can download it as a Microsoft Word document so that you can open it in Microsoft Word doc. You can download it as PDF or other format, but in most cases you are only going to work with either Google Doc or PDF document, and I'm going to download this as a PDF document. And right now it has been downloaded. When I click and open it, you see I have it open in a PDF format, and right now it is saved in my computer. I can share this with anyone and they will be able to look at it just like they will be able to look at any PDF document. So this is how you can start using Google Doc as a virtual assistant. The next thing that you need to do is spend enough time into creating multiple different Google Doc files. Create a scenario in your mind, create a proposal, create a contract, create maybe a non-disclosure agreement document in Google Doc, create maybe a contract that a client needs to sign, create maybe a PDF, create an ebook, create a lot of things. If you lack ideas, go to ChatGPT and use a prompt like, I am a virtual assistant, I am practicing my skills in Google Doc. Can you give me some sample tasks that I can create in Google Doc? ChatGPT is going to give you some sample tasks and you can use it to practice and create some sample work. And you can watch this next tutorial to learn all about using Google Sheet as a virtual assistant. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.